There are more choices than ever when looking for a new sublimation printer, and this often leads to lots of questions like, what's the difference between each machine? What should I look for in a sublimation printer? And how do I pick the best printer for my business? In this video, we'll answer all of those questions and more. We're going to talk about key sublimation printer features, why they're important, and which printers they're found on. But before we proceed, do me a favor and hit that like button. For more sublimation and other heat press content directly in your feed, you can subscribe to our channel as well. All right, let's get started. First, let's talk about price. The difference in price on sublimation printers is influenced by the feature set, but mostly by the maximum print size. As the feature set and print size get larger, the price is going to increase as well. However, it's very important to remember that the most expensive is not always the best, and the least expensive is not always the worst. For example, a small home-based business that produces about 5 to 10 coffee mugs per day would be wasting lots of money and space on a huge Epson F570. On the other hand, an established business that fulfills hundreds of orders per day would likely have their production bottlenecked by a small Sawgrass SG500. The truth is, both of these printers are amazing. The key is placing each printer in the appropriate situation. There isn't one printer that's right for everybody, just the printer that's right for you. And in some cases, right for you means the most affordable. In other cases, right for you means the largest print area. I'm not saying to ignore the price when shopping, but I will say there are more factors to consider than a price tag, especially if your sublimation printer is going to be a core element of your business. So with that in mind, let's talk about some of these other features. One of the biggest factors when choosing a printer is going to be the maximum printer size. Your printed transfers should always be larger than your substrate by at least 1/4 inch on each dimension. This is to ensure you have complete edge-to-edge coverage on your substrate, also known as a full bleed transfer. Small format substrates like coffee mugs, keychains, and license plates require prints that use letter or legal size sheets, which are 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14 inches respectively. The UniNet iColor 350 and Sawgrass SG500 each have a maximum print size of 8.5 by 14 inches. With an entry-level price and thousands of compatible substrates in their size range, these printers are the most popular choice for new sublimation printing businesses, home-based businesses, and hobbyists. Their small size also makes them ideal for mobile printing services, mall kiosks, and retail locations. Other products like t-shirts, photo panels, lanyards, and outdoor signs require you to print on larger tabloid or even Super B sized sheets, which are 11 by 17 inches and 13 by 19 inches respectively. This extra large print size really comes in handy when ganging multiple prints per sheet to save paper and time. The Sawgrass SG1000 stands alone in this size range, able to print 11 by 17 inches using the built-in paper tray and 13 by 19 inches using the multi-bypass tray, which is sold separately. With sublimation, we do not recommend stitching multiple prints together. So if you plan to customize substrates with an imprint area larger than 8.5 by 14 inches, you'll want to skip the small format printers and go with the medium format Sawgrass SG1000. And if the Sawgrass SG1000 still isn't big enough for you, we have our large format sublimation printers. These machines print on paper rolls up to 24 inches wide and as long as you want. This expanded print size is great for jumbo prints on t-shirts, large format photo panels, and printing large quantities of smaller prints in a single run. The Epson F570 and Sawgrass VJ628 are two large format printers that print on sublimation paper rolls up to 24 inches wide. The Epson F570 has an optional paper tray that allows you to print on sheets up to 11 by 17 inches. The Sawgrass VJ628 has an optional take-up reel that allows for roll-to-roll printing for long print runs. These two are the widest large format sublimation printers available at Heat Press Nation and can be found in thousands of professional print shops around the United States. When it comes to customizing products with sublimation, all of the magic is in the ink. Sublimation ink turns into a gas dye when exposed to high heat, which allows it to be permanently pressed into the surface of your substrate. Different printer companies use different formulas and processes to produce their inks, which results in slight variations in color, output per print, maintenance, and price. In addition, there have been some recent advances in ink design that have changed the landscape of printing. There are some differences in ink, so I'll discuss each of them one by one. The Epson F570 uses their Ultrachrome ink exclusively. This imported ink is exclusively manufactured by Epson and sold by the bottle, which extends time between refills and greatly reduces the cost per print. The UniNet iColor 350 uses cartridges with toner powder rather than liquid ink. This dramatically increases print speed and eliminates issues like ink clogs and the need to be powered on at all times. With toner sublimation, the transfer process does vary slightly depending on the substrate. Sawgrass has a few different inks available for their sublimation printers. Each ink has a different specialty, and all of them are made in the USA and sold in cartridges. Sublimation is their general purpose sublimation ink that is by far their most popular. Easy Subli ink is designed to work best with Caesar Easy Subli Print and Cut HTV, but it will work great for regular sublimation applications as well. VersaFlex ink is the newest Sawgrass ink system. It has full sublimation capabilities, but to call VersaFlex ink a sublimation ink is a complete understatement. When paired with VersaFlex light paper, it could be pressed onto 100% cotton garments and uncoated hard surfaces, which is completely unique to this system. One fact reigns true no matter what printer and ink system you choose. It's always best to use OEM inks. These inks are all manufactured to high standards and tested to be safe for regular use. The same cannot be said about most of the third-party sublimation ink that's out there. At the end of the day, your ink cost is a very small percentage of an item's sale price, so it's really not worth it to risk your print quality, printer's performance, or even your safety over a few cents per item. One of the very special features of sublimation ink is the incredible richness and brilliance of the colors after being heat pressed. To achieve these colors on the finished product, every sublimation printer will come with either a print driver or RIP program, and sometimes both. Drivers and RIP programs communicate image data to your printer so it can output your image properly, specifically referring to colors. Some printers like the F570 Lite and UniNet iColor 350 will use a simple print driver, very similar to any other home or office printer. With a print driver, you could send your images to print as you would with any other image. Control parameters do vary, but in most cases your edits like resizing, rotation, or color adjustments would be done in your graphic design software like Photoshop, CorelDRAW, or Affinity Photo. In short, print drivers just print. Other printers like the Sawgrass SG500, SG1000, VJ628, and the Epson F570 Pro will come with a RIP program. RIP stands for Raster Image Processor. RIP programs, also called print managers sometimes, give the user tools to manipulate and process images with greater control than just a simple print driver. This extra control is very helpful, especially if a user doesn't have other photo editing software. Sawgrass printers also come with access to a free web-based design program called My Sawgrass Designer. This program has tons of templates, graphic elements, backgrounds, pre-made designs, and more. With Designer, you could start a sublimation business even if you have little to no graphic design experience. Like other online design programs, there is a premium paid version of My Sawgrass Designer that offers an expanded selection of templates, designs, and graphic elements. When purchasing a new sublimation printer, you want to make sure the manufacturer and retailer both stand behind their product. All of our sublimation printers come with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, and there's a 2-year warranty included on the Sawgrass SG500 and SG1000 printers. For support, Sawgrass and UniNet are available via email or their ticket system, while Epson offers direct phone support for their printers. In addition to manufacturer support, Heat Press Nation is proud to back up each and every sublimation printer we sell with our My Expert support for as long as you own your machine. If you ever need assistance with setting up, operating, or troubleshooting your sublimation printer, help is just a phone call away. Simply give us a call and you'll be connected with one of our trained technicians right here in the USA. I can't say it enough. At Heat Press Nation, we don't believe there's one right product for everyone, just what's right for you. In this video, we've talked about the different features to look for when shopping for a sublimation printer and how those features factor into your production. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to our team at support@heatpressnation.com or by calling 800-215-0894. Our friendly and knowledgeable team members are ready to listen to your business needs and make their best recommendations. You can find our full selection of sublimation printers, blanks, and supplies at heatpressnation.com.